guys, this is a Paris buffet update. This is no lunch, this is no dinner. This is a one-day, it's one special day where they actually serve more or less the same thing throughout the day, and there's certainly no breaks. It's one price from morning to evening, and that's it. So, as you might already know, we posted a video with not a very good review of the Paris buffet because it was pretty bad. But then, as I said, a buffet manager came, and he was very, very, very nice, and he asked us to come back when things would have improved within the time frame in which we're here. And in fact, things are a little bit better, so I am going to go through it with you. Again, the atmosphere is absolutely still beautiful. It's this cute little French village square atmosphere. I absolutely love it. It's real fun. It's real fun. That you cannot top it. For that reason, it's still the prettiest buffet. If by pretty you mean in terms of theme and fun because of the theme, and you've got those tiny little windows that you always think that there's somebody inside, and tiny little windows there. It's absolutely, absolutely pretty. It's very, very pretty. If you don't like this type of carnivalesque or Disney-esque atmosphere, then of course the more modern buffets are better for you. But let's talk about the food. First of all, grab your plates at the beginning because there's a war on plates. I can't find plates anywhere. So get them at the beginning, get your plate at the beginning. We're in the bread section. And there's also here a stack of plates. Get those and then go through it. It's kind of like an original buffet where the plates are at one end and that's it. Maybe things have changed. And then you've got one thing, the labeling is absolutely abysmal. Nothing corresponds to what's being served. Look at this. Buttermilk biscuit. That's a pasta dish. They are vegetable dishes and another pasta dish. So look. Scrambled eggs with lox and asparagus. Is that scrambled eggs to you? No. Country gravy and lioness potatoes. I see no such thing. And it's throughout, this is throughout the whole buffet. Now, these are the soup sections, little couple of soups here, soup de jour, no idea what it is, but I heard, after having asked, one is a chicken soup, I don't know if you can see it, and the other one is some sort of, I'll show it to you, some sort of creamy vegetable soup, but it looks far too heavy. I actually didn't have it. I didn't have it. I've had several dishes, and they were kind of heavy, so I had to stop eating. I've had all of this, and I'll tell you about it. Of course, it's not pasta with truffle cream. It's mussels, and it's not penne alla puttanesca. It's mussels. It's not Mediterranean vegetables. It's saffron rice. So anyway, the saffron rice, it's not that good. It's kind of overcooked. It doesn't taste like saffron to me. The mussels are all. The mussels are fine. If you're into mussels and clams, this is fine. It's fine. And by fine, I mean it's got a decent enough flavor. It's liquidy, but they're supposed to be liquidy, so that's fine. Now, you have got, this is actually decently labeled. Yeah! So, sauteed turnips, steamed vegetables, scalloped potatoes. They're not so good, the scalloped potatoes. They're too much oil and a bit undercooked. Oil or butter, whatever that is. And then your sausages. There used to be so many more sausages at the Paris buffet. So many. It used to be a truly French buffet. But it's totally lost its character. Now it's a little bit of everything. And I don't know what it is. Pork and bean cassoulet, which is kind of a casserole. Roasted duck, which I'm sure many people will find interesting because you don't see it often. And fragrant rice. Yukon mashed potatoes. Last time we were here, they were actually way better, but it's fine. You know, it's not swimming in butter at least, but it's a little bit overcooked. Sauteed mushrooms, tasty. Sweet potatoes, and sauté pork brisket with apples and raisins. This is rotisserie section, of course, and this is the introduction to the Americans' comfort food section. Now the meat is fine. I've had no complaints. It's pretty average, but it's fine. The mac and cheese with English peas. Did I tell you there was one pasta dish that was outstanding, but I actually think they changed it. It was a creamy pasta dish with mushrooms. That was very nice. It was in a garlic sauce. I'll go back to the pasta section because they're changing dishes, but it's not because they're changing lunch to dinner. It's just that it's a whole day thing, and then of course after a certain dish is finished, then they change them. For example, in a little bit there was in my next section they used to have gorgeous quiche, but they finished them, so now it's something else. Chicken cacciatore, which is an Italian dish, and rice pilaf. I wouldn't say that they were outstanding. And then you have here the sushi section. You've got, see the labeling. The labeling is a little bit, it's all mislabeled here too. Smoked salmon, smoked trout, no such thing, it's just sushi. And then this is spicy tuna, that's no spicy tuna. There's a crab roll, which is very, with a lot of mayonnaise, too much mayonnaise in it. And this one is some kind of tempura roll, and it's okay, but don't eat too much of it because it's very heavy. And I found that the tempura inside was also a little bit too hard. Now, more mussels here, and I'll show you. It's a little bit, it's quite crowded, as you can see. It's crowded because it's the day before Christmas, is the 24th, and it's crowded. I think there are more people coming in that this buffet can actually cater for. At least that's the impression. I had both these dishes, and again they were absolutely fine. If you find that one is a bit too spicy, which is not the case, but if you do, you mix them with a white sauce clam, and they're both fine. Clams and mussels, lots of those here. It's a clams and mussels type of buffet. Now this used to be where you find the quiche, and I love quiche, but they finished them, and now you do not have eggs Benedict. I don't know why it says eggs Benedict, but you have this sole, which is actually, I like it. I had it and it was light and it was flavorful. So that's not bad. I found the salmon, which is next to it, and I'll show you. The salmon, which is next to it, a bit tasteless, but that's just me. I suppose I think I like lots of flavor in food, and not everybody does, so I think it probably will be okay for most. But that sole with the tomatoes, actually it's quite nice. It's flavorful. Now this is the made-to-order crepe section with a couple of other desserts. This dessert section is kind of small still. They used to have a much bigger dessert section. So I'll show you from this side here. It's very busy, but again, it's the 24th of December. It's expected. These are, oh, I'm sorry. These are the, oh, see, plates. They're so rare. These are the toppings that you put on your crepes, and personally I actually like fresh toppings, you know, like for example when you cut your fruit and you put it there, but at least I have bananas, although it's mixed with some sort of syrup, so nothing is really fresh here, but you know, most people will not mind at all. Then here they used to have mountains and mountains and mountains of cheese, and that's, I'm afraid, part of the past, because they only have two small trays with pretty run-of-the-mill cheeses, nothing extraordinary. They used to have such extraordinary French cheeses. When I came here, when I'm in the past, I came here and I would just I would just stuff myself with cheese, which is no longer the case because I find them pretty average. And this, I'm sorry I didn't show it to you. It's a mix of salami and veggies. I don't really know. I wouldn't expect it to be too popular. And then here you've got a very small Middle Eastern section, no real labeling of any sort, and it's been like this for a couple of hours, so I do not think it's going to get any better. If you care about food labeling, this is going to be highly disappointing. The hummus here, can you see it? Was a bit acrid, you know, but it was fresh, I think. And oh, I'll show you from this section. Lots of sausages and meat grilled, the grill section, very popular. They just opened it actually, and then in addition to that, some more of the same but just cut and presented in a tray with the pita bread that goes with the Middle Eastern section. And again here, as you can see, there is no food labeling. See, totally blank. People don't seem to mind because, I mean, what do you do? And you kind of can work out what things are, and sometimes it doesn't matter because you have fancy names and you don't even know what those things are. But still, it would be nice to know if it's a soup is vegetable soup or it's chicken soup or it's fish soup. It would be nice. Now, this is of course the popular quintessential crabs leg section, and some more cold mussels and cold shrimp. So this is the cold seafood section. See if I can give you a little bit of a close-up. And the crab legs are open, and they are better than in some other resort buffets, if you exclude the very, very, very high end. And if you want to know what those are, you have to check top-buffet.com, guys. See, so, and next to the cold shellfish section, you have salad, ready-made salads of any kind, and then it's also on the other side. And here it's a little mixed with some pre-cut fruit. Now I'm gonna have to pause and show you when I get to the other side. Here we go. We are here at the already made Caesar salad section, and this is touch and go. I mean, at the beginning it was perfect, and then some other cook comes along, and in this particular 2 trays there's far too much mayo, but if you like it that way, if you like it heavy, then it will be fine for you. And I like to mix them with plain salad so that it's not quite so heavy, but the plain salad section, you know, it's fine, it's here at least, but a lot of things seem to be consumed very fast because, as I said, this buffet today is very busy. It's the day before Christmas. I don't know if you can see it, but I think you can get an idea, since sometimes I'm struggling to actually get the space to see you, to get enough space to show you these things. And a few toppings. It's nothing like it used to be. They used to have such amazing toppings, salad toppings, artichokes, amazing high-end toppings, and this is really run-of-the-mill. But the Kalamata olives at the end, can you see them? They're really nice. They're really tasty, very salty, but they really add a lot of flavor to the salads. And here we go, the standard dessert section, which you have to bear in mind that they also have the made to order crepe section. So this is not the only one, but it is really, really standard. It's not an outstanding, and it's a little bit strange because there are these sections here which are totally empty. They didn't used to be like that at all. It's been like this. Last time it was like this time it's like this. You see there are labels. So there used to be things here. Maybe this was the made to order crepes, and now they've just reduced the overall buffet offerings, and therefore you've got empty spots. This is the only thing that it's actually labeled: chocolate sauce, caramel sauce, strawberry toppings, peanut, just to put on top of your ice cream. What we saw was an ice cream dispenser. I'll show it to you again. You pretty much find it everywhere. this is it. I am not keen on this. I prefer the gelato, you know, when you have the trays of gelato, which is like an Italian style ice cream, but this is what they have. And when I see this, I know that I'm in a buffet that it's not trying to be high-end, high class. And I think it used to be, but things have changed, you know. I think since the introduction of the 24-hour buffet pass, and we talk about that on top-buffet.com, since the introduction of that, the Caesars Entertainment buffets, in my opinion, have demised in quality. They have collapsed in quality. And this is it. And you've got empty spaces. Oh wait, there you go. You got your quintessential creme brulee, which they are dressing here, dressing on top. But really, it's quite poor, and I don't really like the presentation of it at all. Desserts have to be well presented because a lot of food. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't look good, in my opinion. Some people won't mind. You may not mind. Many will not mind. But the Paris buffet, for those who used to know it, used to be way better than this. And even a couple of years ago, we actually spoke to the chef, the then chef of this buffet. They were making an effort. I remember seeing the chef going to all the stations, making sure that they were well presented, well processed, well cooked. But I don't see it at all. I just don't see it. I just see a lot of stations left to their own devices, and this is the result. You know, it's kind of poor, in my opinion. But you probably want to know more about the food, so I'll give you a summary of the food. And guess what the word is? Average. Average. If you have the 24-hour buffet pass, of course, by all means, be here, because the 24-hour buffet pass is only implemented by the Caesars Entertainment Group resorts, and that includes Paris, Planet Hollywood, and you can read all of that on top-buffet.com. But you know, they don't have that many great buffets anymore, this group. So once you eliminate Bacchanal, for which you have to pay extra, and we talk about that on top-buffet.com, then you are left with what are pretty average buffets. And you get to see, you know, stations that are a little bit backed up at best and kind of neglected and not properly supervised. That's my opinion. You may think otherwise. You may think this is absolutely fine. Today's the entrance was $35 per person. We were comped. Lucky us. So I am grateful, guys. I personally am grateful, but I am trying to review it for you. So if you have to pay full price, you may want to think about it. You may want to prefer to go to better buffets. And I mean, I know it's a beautiful place. You're gonna have a fantastic visual experience. But in terms of food, I think it's nothing that you will remember in any way, shape, or form. So I hope it's been of use, and you can read details where I go a little bit more into detail on top-buffet.com, and that's also where you can find prices and details about potential ways to find free entries, discounts, and coupons for this and other buffets. See you there, guys. Bye-bye. Hi guys, this is an addendum to the crepe section. I had them, and I have to tell you, I actually quite like them, especially the Nutella chocolate that they put in, Nutella style chocolate, which is kind of a hazelnut type of chocolate. The bread pudding was very nicely presented. It was fine, but the crepes were actually quite good. They were the best I've had so far in Vegas buffets. And what I wanted to add also, because I thought about it, when I said that this is not a buffet you will remember, what I meant is in a gastronomic way. You will remember how beautiful it is, but if you're really into gourmet food, you will not remember the dishes. That's what I meant. And by that I mean it's not memorable in terms of how it has stimulated your taste buds. That's what I meant. But certainly in terms of the environment, how can you forget the Paris buffet? It's a nice, fun, Disney-esque environment, and it's very popular for that, and I like coming back here for that. But food-wise, I think there's still quite a long way to go if Paris wants to be back into being one of the best buffets in Vegas, which I don't think it is. Anyway, I'm welcoming your comments, and see you on top-buffet.com. Bye-bye. Hi guys, I wanted to show you something. This is the day before Christmas, and we're going to have also a video of Christmas. And if you come here for the festivities, any type of festivities, such as even Thanksgiving, every buffet that is worth coming to will have this type of lineup. We heard that Cosmopolitan will have a lineup of 3 hours, and I am pretty sure every buffet that is worth coming to will have a lineup at least as long as this. If you're Diamond, or if you have a VIP invitation, you will skip the lineup, and it's well worth using it, or trying to get a VIP invitation, or go through your Diamond card, because you will wait forever. So this is it. And I think that in terms of experience, the overall experience when you come to Paris, to the Paris resort, is beautiful, because it's so pretty to look at. And the experience, visually you're very stimulated visually by all of this. They put a lot of effort into it. So, and I think, as I said to you, the food is good, but it's not outstanding. But people generally don't seem to mind. If you're fussy about what you eat, if you expect gourmet or truly authentic French dishes, you will no longer find them at this particular buffet, which is the Le Village buffet at the Paris resort. For details, see you on top-buffet.com, top-buffet.com. See you there, guys.